So I'm sitting here watching Sisters on BET, and being single came up. And a lot of times people make people feel bad because they're single. It's nothing wrong with being single. I don't know where we come up with this idea in our head that being in a relationship means anything. Because if you're in a relationship and it's miserable, then you're doing yourself a disservice. Being single and lonely are two different things. You can be single and very well fulfilled with love and joy. Being lonely is a state of mind, okay? Because we live in this world where just because you don't have a man, people look at you sideways. But at the end of the day, I'd rather be single than to be with a person that I don't want to be with, that isn't healthy for me, that doesn't know my value, and vice versa. Even for men, like, that's crazy to me that, you know, everybody looks as being single as such a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. I think when you get okay with being with yourself, when you understand who you are as an individual, and you start to operate in life that way, I think you'll become more in tune with self, and you'll start to be okay. You'll start to date yourself. I date myself. I take myself to the movies. I take myself to lunch. I take myself to dinner. I date myself. I'll watch a movie at my home with a glass of wine. I date myself, and I have a good time because I like me. And it took me a while to get to this point where I like me, but I love me. You understand what I'm saying? So, but in order for me to get to this point of loving me, I had to be single and get to know me all over again. Because I was in a relationship for almost 6 years. You grow a lot in that time. So you've been in a relationship, right? And then you could be coming into this new woman. Okay, now I have to get to know this woman. Because a lot of times when we're in these relationships, we're not thinking as an individual, especially if you're living with that person. It's all about what we're going to do, not what the individual going to do. And that's one of the things too I want to talk about. Like, listen, when we leave this earth, we going by ourselves. So it's nothing wrong with thinking as a unit, but as an individual, I got to secure my own future. And I just want to say that to the women, like, nobody's coming to save y'all. So all of this, if I run into the right man, I don't know. I wasn't raised like that. I come from a different cloth. My mama raised me to be independent. She raised me, and not to the point where I can't submit. No, but she raised me to have my own, secure my future. Because whether or not a man is there, I'm going to be okay. Period. And that's what we have to instill in our children's head. Not the fact that, oh, well, if you look a certain way, as long as you're pretty, as long as you dress good, that's enough. It's not enough. It might get you in that room, but it's definitely not going to keep you in there. And I'm not saying that, no, a man shouldn't benefit you, but why you can't benefit a man too? Like, we got this thing twisted. We all come with value. A man comes with value, a woman comes with value. And at the end of the day, you have to treat a person that way. And so I just wanted to get on here and say that just because you're single, it doesn't mean you're lonely. Lonely is in your mind. That's a state of mind. Being single is a beautiful thing. It's all about your perception. Because me being single got me to become the woman that I am. And I can stand on my own no matter what. I'm going to figure it out no matter what. If anyone does anything, it's extra. But I know that when it comes to my household and my bills and things of that sort, that's on me. And that's the way you should think. Nobody's coming to save nobody. And I think we got this thing twisted, especially us as women. We think because, oh, well, we got the vagina, that means anything. No, because a man can play them same cards. So all of that is out of here. 2020, y'all better start getting right. Because no man is going to deal with, and this is another thing. Like, women be like, oh, but I want a boss, whatever that is. A boss. But you want a boss dude, right? A boss man. He want a boss woman. He don't want a woman where she's a liability. He want an asset. So, and a liability, that's somebody that's constantly be in his pockets. Don't no man want a woman where every time something go wrong, you get to calling him. No, you are an individual first. You are a person first and foremost. So you have to figure out some things on your own. Okay? So either you're going to be an asset or you're going to be a liability. And that's for woman and man. So we have to start getting this thing, being 100. Okay? So just know, if you out there and you single, honey, be single. Enjoy single. Get to know single. Love single. Okay? Because it's better to be single than to be with wasting time. Because time is the only real currency we have. That's the only thing that matters. You can't get it back. Money come and go. Time, you can't get it back. So I'd rather be single than to be with somebody and be miserable. And lonely is a state of mind. So y'all have a good day. Peace, love, and light. I just wanted to give a little insight